Hey guys, good morning, it's Cali. Today I'm going to show you how I made these really cool beads out of straws, strings, a little bit of glue, and some washi tape. If this looks like a project you'd be interested in, I'd love it if you stick around and hang out. I'd be very happy to show you how I do it. Okay, to get started, you're just going to need a few things and use your imagination. I just took a look around the house, but the base of all the beads are straws. And I actually thought this was an original idea, silly me. As soon as I checked it on YouTube, there are about 500 videos showing how to make beads out of straws. So check them out. But you're going to need some straws. You're going to need some type of glue. I have Aleene's tacky glue, and I also used Elmer's glue all. I didn't notice a difference, so any good strong glue. Also, depending on how you want your bead to look, I started off with some yarn. Those were the first ones that I made. And these are these. These are the ones that are unfinished, plain, just the yarn. And then I decided to see if I could get fancy, and I took some of these and I used some Americana triple thick glaze, and I painted the glaze on, which made them very stiff and shiny. And then I just took a Sharpie pen paint marker and I put gold dots on them. These are not my favorite, only because they're so stiff and they look like plastic. I have a lot of beads that look like that anyway. I was looking for a more organic feel, but just so you know, it's an option if you want. And all I did to glaze them after I made the beads, I just put them on a skewer and painted the glaze on and let it drip off and dry that way. So that's an option as well, but these are the only ones that I glazed. Everything else I left in its natural state because I prefer it that way. So for these yarn beads, they all start the same way. You get a straw, and you can either tie a knot, or I thought it was easier to just take a scissor and cut a slit down the side, just to this will grip your string. And I left my yarn on the skein, and all I did was feed an end into that little hole there. You can use a skewer if you want. Just kind of push it in. And that little thing will catch it. Okay? And then all I did was take some glue. You don't need a lot, but I just laid a line down an inch or so the length of the straw as I was working with it. And when you're first starting to roll, you want to hold it tight, and then I just twist the straw, and I'm using this finger to kind of hold the glue against the string, so it kind of glues it as you turn. Now you can lay the glue on top of it, or however you want to do this. This is just the way that I found works the best. And so I just continue to wrap and glue the whole length of the straw. I even went over this little bendy part, if you have these in your stash. So once they were done, got something that looks like this, which these look cool on their own. You could use these in projects too. And once I had them this way, all I did was take my scissor and whatever length bead you want, just cut them. Okay? Now, if you don't like the look of the straw on the inside, I don't care, because the project that I'm working on, you're not going to see that. But if it bothers you, you can take, like I said, I have a Sharpie paint marker, a regular black Sharpie, or even this Krylon pen here. And all I did was just kind of color that inside rim, just around the edge. Again, it's a matter of personal preference, how you want them to look. If your string starts to come up, just take a little bit of glue and put it down. Or, like I said, you can do the glaze technique, and that'll take care of any strays. So those were the yarn ones, and I also did, I'll show you, let's see, these actually I think are my favorite, and I haven't colored on the inside edges with these, but these were made out of jute twine, and I did the same exact thing. The process is the same. I cut a slit, I fed the twine in, I glued it as I went, and I cut them down to size when they were dry. And they don't take long to dry at all. So jute twine. I also did some with embroidery floss. And I did a bunch like that. I haven't cut these down yet. They look so cool. Let's see. These are all embroidery floss. Okay. And thing, just cut them down to size, and they cut very easily. You know, I wouldn't use your good fabric scissors, but it's not hard to trim the straw, and they hold their shape great. So those were fun, and I'll have a rainbow of string beads when I'm done cutting these down. I also did one with baker's twine. I was just looking around, seeing what I had in the house. I thought that looked cool. That kind of laid down its own natural pattern. You can paint these when you're done. You could use markers on them. You could leave them natural. You know, what else? Oh, also, these are kind of cool. Instead of string, you can also use tape. And I used masking tape, and I also tried out some washi tape. The masking tape, I did the same thing. I took a straw, and I just started winding the tape around the straw. Very simple. You can do this, you know, it's mindless activity. You could do this while you're doing something else. And then I just cut it, okay? So the length of the straw. And then to get this kind of design, there's two different ones in here. The first one, I took my gold Sharpie and I just painted the whole masking tape with the Sharpie. And then when that dried, I went over it with the black Sharpie and just made some wavy lines and cut it out. That's what these gold guys are. And then I did the same technique with these guys, except I didn't use the gold paint. I just straight up used the black magic marker on the masking tape itself. That worked out good. And I also tried it with some washi tape. I had this kind of iridescent holographic washi tape, and this wasn't the look I was going for with the beads I needed. I wanted something very earthy and organic, but these are fun too. You know, I'm kind of a galaxy psychedelic girl, so I will save these and use these in a different project. But the string was my favorite to work with just because it went so smoothly. The tape, you had to stop and cut each piece. So, you know, while it's not hard, it was a little more tedious and didn't flow quite as much as I liked it to. So those are the different kinds that I did, and I hope you guys give this a try too. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Let me know if you try it. Subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed. And again, Google, check out on YouTube, there's a million. One that I'm thinking of that comes to mind that I was inspired by is Hectanuga. I'll put her video below. But I'll also link the garbage bag bead tutorial I did, making beads out of recycled garbage bags. But there's a million tutorials on YouTube. I just thought I would share this one with you this morning. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. Peace and love. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Take care.